My name is Dr. Campbell Lane, and we made this video to provide an overview of the adopting family and birth parent matching process. Since 1985, Dr. Berger, a psychologist and the founder of our not-for-profit adoption agency, and our staff have been helping pregnant women, birth mothers, birth fathers, and adopting families just like you. We have helped in all types of adoptions, and across the U.S., we can tell you, and I'm sure you've found, that there are more adopting persons looking to adopt than there are birth parents looking to place infants or young babies for adoption. As a result, most birth parents have the option to choose among families, and most adopting families find themselves looking at a waiting list or a long waiting period. Adoption agencies and adoption attorneys typically handle this situation in one of two ways: by creating what's called a pooling or profile list, and then using something called a fixed waiting list. Our agency uses both a little differently. So in a pooling or profile list, you, the adopting family, develop a written and picture resume called a profile that contains pictures of you, your home, your lifestyle, and a description of your interests, hobbies, family dynamics, and your perceptions of adoption and parenting. Once this profile is created, it's put into a big pool with other families. Then a birth parent dives into the pool, so to speak, and swims around, looking at all the adopting family profiles until they find a family that appears to be what they're looking for. From your point of view as an adopting family, this can be good if the pool does not have many families, and if you have several highly desirable qualities. Two problems for the family that most pools have is most pools have many families, and most family profiles have some aspect missing that the birth parent is looking for, and something that may be seen as not desirable by a birth parent. As a result, you, the adopting family, can be skipped over by birth parents and may end up waiting for a long time for a match. Additionally, this pooling and profile system can be very off-putting for families who value their privacy, and it can be often disappointing for families. Looking at the birth parents, this pooling process can also be a very frustrating experience. When birth parents contact our adoption agency, they often express that a profile can be misleading, it doesn't tell them what they really want to know, and they want us to screen the families based on what they, the birth parent, wants. So, our agency typically uses what's called a fixed waiting list, and we have an optional pooling program just in case that's what you or the adopting family or the birth parent really wants. So our fixed waiting list works like this. The birth parent indicates everything they are looking for in an adopting family. They detail what they want, what they like, things like your age, your religion, your marital status, if you have children, if you're willing to provide pictures and updates, whether you want a closed or open adoption. And the birth parent indicates all these things that they want and anything else they feel is important in making sure that the adopting family is just the right family. Each adopting family is placed on this waiting list on a first-come, first-served basis in the order in which you are approved with your final home study. Just as birth parents have certain criteria on what they are looking for in an adopting family, you, the adopting family, have certain things you want and do not want in a birth parent and child. And these things are discussed in detail as part of our screening process. So our agency then looks at the list of waiting families in the order of which they've been screened, and the first family on the list that meets all the birth parent's criteria, and the birth parent meets all your adopting family's criteria, that family is the one we consider for the first match. Then we check out the adopting family and the birth parents to make sure this is an acceptable match to both of you. Birth parents and families typically like this fixed waiting list program since you have the opportunity to think carefully about all the things you want in each other, and we do all the screening from both the family and the birth parent side. Always remember that every adoption is different, and you, the adopting family, need to decide what potential process and what type of match will work best for you. That's one of the reasons we have both a fixed waiting list and an optional pooling program. If you want more information about this or any other adoption issues, please feel free to contact myself, Dr. Berger, or any member of our staff at the phone number listed below this link. My best wishes to you and those you love.